This is a very serious topic, and it's so serious that I just need to make a video on it because I'm a little frustrated at at these fake little attempts that, at least in my opinion, that it looks like this administration is acting like they're trying to do. Okay, what am I talking about? You can see from the title there, we're talking about suicide, and that supposedly the Biden administration is looking to um, make some changes to try and reduce uh, suicide rates by gun specifically. Why by gun? Because uh, what they say is half of all the suicides from last year were from firearms. If that's true, and I can go with that. If that's true, um, if there's something we can do about it, I think we should do it. But what they are talking about doing, I don't think it makes much sense. And um, I think they're just throwing throwing stuff out to make it look like they care. Um, when you say you care and then you make an action, whether the action makes sense or not, people believe it. People think you actually care because you didn't just walk it or just talk it. You walked it. Even if you jaywalked and went the other direction, they're gonna, a lot of people will believe you. So what their plan is to put the word out for safe storage. Safe storage is supposed to be some key to reducing suicides. Now, I'm not going to make the assumption that they believe that safe gun storage will stop all suicides. I'm not that silly, and I don't think they're that naive. I think they are naive, but not that naive. Um, I think they're just pissing down our backs and telling us it's raining. That's what I think. And so, safe gun storage. Now, here's the thing. Can safe gun storage stop some suicides? Sure. Sure. I think they said something like 24,000 deaths. I don't know how accurate that is. That sounds wow. But it's possible. I don't know. Um, and that half of those were suicides. Actually, I do believe. I know that actually that 12,000 are from guns. So that makes sense, right? And like I said from the beginning, I can believe that half. I can believe that. All right. Now moving forward, if half of those 24,000 deaths were suicides, and that's roughly 12,000, right, from firearms, I'm going to give you 50 out of 12,000 suicides. I'm being nice with this number. 50 may be saved from safe storage. So, well, if 50 can be saved, why not do something about it, right? That's their question they're going to ask. I get that. I get that. And if we can help 50 out of the 12,000, let's help 50 out of the 12,000. But if we can help 4,000 out of the 12,000, Isn't that a better, way of going about it instead of this very small fraction? How long does it take to, you're saying safe storage? Okay, let's say I'm a gun owner, I'm depressed, whatever, and I'm thinking about doing something very horrible, right? Very selfish and horrible. How long would it take for me to go to my safe and grab a firearm and do something very terrible to myself if I was depressed or something like that? How long would it take? Let's see. Stopwatch. I want to time how long it takes for me to walk to the opposite side of the house, into the garage, and put in the code to get in the safe. Let's see. $2,500 square feet. Nothing too crazy. It is now did you see that? Were you able to get that? It's actually like 20-30 seconds off. Oh, it's reversed because it's facing this way, but it was about a minute and 10 seconds. Okay? That's what we got. That's what we're working with. It doesn't take long at all. And we can find out more statistics on how long does it take for someone in that situation to change their mind, to, all that kind of information. I have an idea. And my idea is, if they are actually trying to curb this, to try to make some kind of difference, why are they aiming at safe gun storage, which would do so little? It's needed. Sure, I can agree with that. Especially and that's more so for accidental shootings, like children getting their hands on guns, things of that nature. In that situation, oh, all day long. Safe storage. But for suicides, what can help someone who is determined to leave this place besides mental health help? What's outdoing mental health help? Is there anything out there stronger, more important, more effective than mental health help for someone who is feeling like hurting themselves? I don't know of anything that is more powerful than that. I mean, some people may say, I don't know, they may point to religion or something like that. But, if I'm just sticking to science, the facts that we have at the moment, then mental health help, a social worker, a psychologist, medicine, something along those lines would make the biggest dent. Just because they're using firearms doesn't mean that the answer must also be connected to firearms. And that's the problem that they're having. There is a mental health service called Walk the Talk America. And Walk the Talk America, like I said, it's mental health service and company, I believe, company. I think we can say that. Nonprofit. I'm not sure. I believe it's a nonprofit. But don't quote me on that. But the point is, it's a mental health service, and on the board of directors are well-known firearm um, advocates, well-known firearm advocates, 2A advocates, right? That are super duper pro gun. And so the reason why that's important is because a lot of people who are gun owners are afraid to say, hey, I'm thinking about hurting myself, or I'm having some mental blah, 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 because they're afraid of getting their guns taken from them. And that's the part that the mental health community may not be aware of, or they're not, a lot of them are not so understanding of that, right? It's just like, oh, who cares about a gun? If your brain's more, and whatnot. And although that may be true, they don't understand how important self-defense and the safety of life and family is to people, even though they are depressed out of this world, or other things that may make them want to harm themselves. And so with this service being extremely pro Second Amendment, these people who are afraid, don't want to get their guns taken and things like that, and want to talk to someone who understands, Walk the Talk America is there for them. It's an option. Here's an idea. How about every gun that gets sold? How about all the gun manufacturers get together and come to an agreement that whenever they sell a gun, inside the box is a Walk the Talk America, like brochure that says something about, worded the way it should be worded, that says if you're, depressed, you're thinking about having negative thoughts, or however they need to say it, then call this number. We're here for you. We're pro Second Amendment. We understand, right? Having that, and every time someone buys a gun from the gun store, that when they open up that box and grab that gun, help is immediate. Now that makes some sense. Like that would save far more lives than storage, as far as suicides is concerned. So I guess with all that being said, it's just another BS attempt at trying to secure Mr. Biden's legacy, right? I tell you what, when he was vice president, I thought he was a very mellow guy. You couldn't tell because you didn't see him really doing too much speaking. But watching him speak, there's a video out of him just really losing his cool and being very disrespectful to someone who asked him a question who may be of a different belief system than Mr. Biden, Republican versus Democrat. And he asked him a question politely, no disrespect. And he didn't just disrespect the person right next to him, he disrespected the person that asked him the question. Now, I don't want to go on this long, Biden rant, but my point here is that I think he's full of it. Okay? There have been presidents, Democrat in the past, that weren't this bad. Okay? I may disagree with a lot of things with Obama, but he was not a disrespectful asshole like I see coming from the current president. It kind of sucks, man. It sucks. He needs to get a grip on himself. It's not cool. And he's more concerned with his legacy, and he wants to just throw things at stuff, whether it's going to work or not. And this, like I said, safe gun storage is not the answer. It's just not. For accidental, yes. And should that be a thing? Sure. Shouldn't be, mandated, but yes, people need to have safe storage and whatever they need to do to make sure no one that shouldn't have a gun can get to that gun. That is absolutely extremely important. But for suicides, that is not the big hammer. That's not the tool for the job that they're speaking of. What I said, I believe that makes a whole lot more sense. That's it. That's all. Whammy out.